everyone, I'm Britt and welcome back to Vital.English. Today I'll be sharing with you a super useful tip for the speaking parts of the higher level English exams, so that when it's your turn, you'll be able to blow them out of the water. Welcome to a new segment called Exams Examined. If you have any questions about these exams, or if you have your own tips that you would like to share, please put them in the comments below. And as always, there is a vocabulary list down in the description. And now with both Spanish and Mandarin Chinese translations. Plus, I'll be including a list of some of the higher level phrasal verbs and grammatical form used in this video. Let's go! Alright, so I've been preparing my students and clients for the Cambridge exams for a while now, and I see that many people are super nervous for the speaking portions, especially the parts where they need to have a conversation with the other candidate. Now, this is totally understandable, because once there's another person in the equation, there are some things that you simply cannot control. Some major worries include 1. What if I get someone that doesn't give me much to work with? Or 2, the opposite, what if I get someone that monopolizes the conversation? And 3, what if I get a partner that I have a hard time understanding for whatever reason? Well, I hear you, and those worries are completely valid. So here's one piece of advice that I found to be massively helpful with the majority of my students, if not all. So yeah, one tip to rule them all. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, so this one tip it seems to be quite eye-opening for many people, and it's quite simple. Pretend you are on a date. I know. Let me explain, okay? But before we do that, let's have a quick look at how your speaking portion is graded. I'm going to use the B2 level first exam as the example. If you already know this like the back of your hand, then feel free to skip forward using the chapters below. I do highly recommend that you pick back up at the explanation of the infamously confusing global achievement section. Okay, this is how the speaking part of the first exam is marked, the B2 level exam. There are 4 initial categories: grammar and vocabulary, discourse management, pronunciation, and interactive communication. Each one of these is marked through one of 5 bands. So you can get either 0 points or a maximum of 5 points per category. And then each of one of these is multiplied by 2. So you can think of it like per category, you can get a maximum of 10 points. And then the last one is a category called the global achievement. And again, still from 0 to 5 points, and then it's multiplied by 4. So think of it like maximum 20 points. So you add these together, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, and you can get a maximum of 60 points for the entirety of the speaking test. Okay, now let's look at how the bands are graded, aka how these 0 to 5 points are assigned. I have the key achievements in band 3 marked in yellow, and in band 5 they are marked in green for you overachievers. So first, under grammar and vocabulary, you simply need to try some of these more complex grammar forms. These include things like inversions, okay? Never again will you do that. And used to. When I was a child, I used to walk to school uphill both ways through crocodile-infested waters. All right, second, discourse management. You need to be able to speak for longer stretches, giving relevant information, and with little repetition. You also need to use cohesive devices. So these are things that give your speech, well, cohesion, such as to start with, after that, moreover, finally. Avoid numbered lists. They're a little bit too B1 level. And in band 5, the big difference is the use of discourse markers. And these are these filler words that show you your thought process to make your speech sound more natural and native speakery. Things like, to tell you the truth. In my opinion, actually, you know what? These things can be difficult to practice alone, which is why joining a conversation group is a great idea. I should think about hosting one of those. Anyway, after that, the third one, pronunciation. And here I'm going to emphasize it is fine and normal and perfectly acceptable to have an accent. O sea, cuando yo hablo castellano, jamás pensarías que, esta tía es una nativa. Me da igual. Of course, it's different if you're trying to pass an exam, but still, your accent is okay as long as your pronunciation is understandable. And as you see for band 3, it's very liberally marked, right? If you are generally okay, you'll hit band 3. Now, number 4, interactive communication. This is the one that my tip today really focuses on. So as you can see, band 3 requires you to maintain and develop the conversation, move it forward, and negotiate, aka working together with your partner to choose an outcome. This means you need to use your active listening skills and push the topic forward, just like on a date. I'll explain more in about 10 seconds. Right, now finally, the mysterious global achievement. Basically, this is an overall assessment, answering questions such as, how comfortable is this person? Does this person seem relaxed? Does this task seem easy for you? Or are you kind of struggling? And finally, would I, a native speaker, the examiner, be able to have a natural, sustained conversation with them? Examiners aren't necessarily native speakers. So now, when you think of what it's like on a date, it's a perfect match.
Woohoo! Yay!
So now let's go back to our 3 worst case scenarios. Number 1, if your date/partner candidate isn't very talkative, well, take the lead. Ask a question or two. At least try to make the conversation an interesting one. And if they don't answer your questions, well, you'll have tried, and the examiner will take that into consideration. Now, number 2, and the more common issue. If your partner monopolizes the conversation because everyone wants to get their talking time, here, don't be afraid to be direct. Catch them when they take a breath and say something like, okay, I see your point. I totally get what you mean about terrible family vacations. And here are my 2 cents. What do you think? This way, you are using an idiom as a discourse marker. You're giving yourself the chance to talk, and you are moving the conversation forward. And lastly, if you are with a partner that you don't understand well for whatever reason, ask for clarification. That's a very normal part of a conversation in any language. To clarify, you can say something like, hey, I'm not sure if I understood you correctly. Did you mean this? You said that it's a brilliant idea to check out the New York City Sex Museum on your next family vacation? So, there you go. Here is my tip for the speaking portion of the higher level speaking tests. What do you think? Do you think this will work for you? Either way, let me know in the comments below. And also let me know if you have any other questions about these exams, and I'll cover them in future videos. As always, there is a vocabulary list down below in the description for you to use, now with Spanish and Chinese translations, plus a list of some of the higher level phrasal verbs and grammatical forms. If you've made it this far, please give this video a like and maybe subscribe. It's free, it really helps feed the algorithm monster, and I promise that I will not spam videos. I'm a teacher, and that's what I like to do the most. That's it for now. As always, stay vital and enjoy life.